Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my No.1 Sentai Gozyuger episode commentary and reviews. This time it's episode 34, Scattered Battle Scars, Grey Glow. And remember, if you do enjoy what you see, please remember to like and subscribe. It just means a lot on a small channel like this. Anyway, let's get into the episode. The episode opens with Fire Candle and Bouquet finding a beaten Taiga June as Britons surround the Queen, holding hands to form a circle she can use to return to the No.1 world. While at the Taiga Village Cafe, Ryuji is worshipping his Taiga sword figure on the stairs and telling Herero he will form a comparable bond soon, as Kinjiro comes in with an invitation to a Byakuya Rikuo thank you party. After the credits, the three join Rikuo at his home, admiring how clean it is, as Kamade and a very reluctant Samina arrive, as she points out she still hasn't forgiven Rikuo, and Kamade made her come. Elsewhere, Shining Knife is approaching a building, swearing to avenge Sweet Cake, when he's confronted by Bouquet, Fire Candle and some Britons, who ask if he is really going to do this without his friends. And when Fire Candle asks if he's a Calamity or Briton, Knife states with pride he is the Briton Staff Officer, Tactical Shining Knife. As they break inside, they encounter Ray, who transforms into Bellum, and with his own grunts, the two sides fight, with Bouquet using her guns, Fire Candle his staff, and Shining Knife his sword. And with the grunts defeated, they team up on Bellum, with Knife actually managing to wound Bellum before he retreats. Back at the party, everyone is enjoying the food, with Rikuo smiling to himself as people start arguing about sauce on tempura. And after the party, Rikuo is putting blankets over the sleeping rangers, before thanking them and leaving. Elsewhere, Ray is using the Calamity Ring to absorb people's souls, when Rikuo finds him, and as he says this ends today, he's interrupted by Herero and the other Gozyugers, who figured out what the party was about and followed him. Though, as Ray gets bored of this touching moment between the Rangers, he summons his soldiers to attack, and the Gozyugers engage. As Ray even summons Asam, and using the Cure Ranger ring with his Calamity ring, transforms him before he fights the Rangers, as the Gozyugers use their rings to power up, with Goju Wolf changing to Taiga Sword No.1. As Leon fights Ray, he uses his ring to become Magi Ranger, as they continue to fight, as the pair talk to each other, and as Rikuo realises the fight is inevitable, we get the announcer and cheerleaders. The two continue to fight, with Ray using boxing gloves and Rikuo his Leon Buster, as Rikuo calls that he wished they'd had more time and talked more, as Ray powers down. And as Rikuo braces himself for a final strike, Samino jumps in, blocking the strike, telling him to help her, as Ray is taken over by Bellum, who calls him worthless trash before knocking the pair away. But Herero is able to pin Bellum, as the pair do a double finish finger, knocking away 4 Sentai rings and breaking the hold over Asam. Bellum unleashes a barrage at the Rangers, but Taiga Sword blocks it, before Fire Candle appears, telling them to focus on the wounds they gave Bellum earlier. As Herero hands Rikuo the sword, he and Samino power up with the Gingaman and Orca Booster rings, and Rikuo becomes Taiga Sword No.1, using the powers of first Sun Vulcan, and then the Magi Ranger rings, before finishing him off with Overload All Hands, and we get winner! Goju Leon, as Fire Candle grins and leaves. Rikuo rushes to Ray as Bellum grows giant, and Herero takes the sword back. He calls for Taiga Sword, and the flying hand is joined by a flying sword, as the pair combine to form dual Taiga Sword, dwarfing Bellum, who grows to a matching size. But when he fires at Taiga Sword, there's no reaction, as the giant mecha advances on Bellum before knocking him down and finishing him with Taiga Sword Infinity Divide. Back at the hideout, Samino is overjoyed to find her sister. And elsewhere, Mrs. Sweetcake suddenly wakes up, thinking she'd just had a nap, much to Shining Knife's joy. And while on the rooftop, Assam is saying his goodbyes and that his lift will arrive soon, he's beamed up by a flying saucer, much to the shock of the three Gozyugers with him. As Rikuo is talking with Rei in prison, as the pair reconnect, and the episode ends. Okay, so we're finally starting to feel like some kind of, I don't know, an anniversary series here. You know, we're getting more used to Sentai rings now. I think I said that in the last review, or possibly the one before. It's starting to feel like something's happening. We're getting build up. We're getting like plots actually coming together and finishing. I mean, the Rei thing with Rikuo seems to be over now because, you know, they seems to be becoming friends again, and obviously he's in prison, so he's not going anywhere. Samino's got a sister back, so we sort of tied those up in like a nice, neat little knot. You know, put a little bow on it. That's all done and dusted. You know, if they can find whatever happened to the the Shinkenja ring. You know, put that back on her. We've got, you know, a spare Gozyuger, because, you know, she can just keep using that ring and she's awake. So yeah, problem sorted as soon as they get that ring from wherever it is. Like I say, it's hard to remember where all the rings are. As you can probably guess by the different like mecha in the background, I'm re-recording this end bit. I actually recorded all this. I've been editing, and there's things I realised I missed out on my first like thoughts. So I'm actually re-recording it. I've just grabbed the nearest like mecha for my background here. But the thing that I really want to say is like Fire Candle and Bouquet. I think they're going to be like the Don Brothers series, where you remember we had the bad trio in that could also henshin. They ended up becoming the 7th, 8th and 9th Don Brothers. And I'm wondering, are Fire Candle and Bouquet going to become the 7th and 8th Gozyugers? Because all of a sudden, you know, they've been beaten every single time by the Gozyugers because they're pretty much useless. Yet all of a sudden, they're fighting someone that the Gozyugers struggled with, and yet they're putting up a damn good fight and even managed to wound him, which allowed the Gozyugers to actually defeat him this time round. Now, it could just be like, you know, coincidence, but it really feels like they're going to combine them. I mean, are they going to get their own rings from Queen Taiga June and their own sort of version of like Taiga June swords? Instead of Taiga sword, they'll get their own Taiga June like gauntlets, which I think would be absolutely brilliant. Although I have to admit, I'm getting a little bit tired of all these combinations of Taiga sword, because, you know, you get the Taiga sword, fine, it has like the Goju Wolf ring that comes with it, you make Taiga sword red, that's fine. Oh wait, you've now got to buy an extra pack that will give you what you need to make Taiga sword blue and Taiga sword yellow. And oh, you need to buy another pack to get what you need for Taiga sword green and Taiga sword black. And then, of course, you need to buy the good burn in order to do that one, and to be able to create Taiga sword good burn, or whatever like that combination was. Oh, and you need to buy the Deca Caliber to like do the fully powered up version of Taiga sword red, and then you need to buy the Orca booster to do yet another version of Taiga sword, and now you need to buy this sword to do another version of Taiga sword. Oh. And before you know it, the Taiga June, if you can get that, that's probably going to combine. It's just, give me a 5-part mecha, or look at Duranger did it perfectly. You had the 5 that went into 1. I mean, Daijujin is a classic. Then you had Dragon Caesar, which gave it 2 extra modes. And it's the same with Dairanger. You had Dairano, and then you had, which, was Ryuseo and the Heavenly Lili, the Kiden Beasts. And then, of course, Kiba Ranger comes along with the Tiger Zord, or Kiba Beast, or whatever it was called. I haven't got that far in my reviews yet. And, of course, it combines. And like Dragon Caesar with Triceratops, Saber Tiger, Mammoth, that left Pteranodon and Tyrannosaurus separate. You rarely saw Pteranodon separate in that mode, but you did, it would fight with Tyrannosaurus sometimes. And with Dairanger, you'd get was it one tiger? But yeah, you'd get Tiger Zords in battle mode, for using the Power Rangers term, because it's all that comes to mind at the moment, with Ryuseo fighting next to it. That's it, Zords. And then, what do we have? Dairanger has Tor, or I can't remember, don't know the Japanese one, because I haven't gotten to that part of my review yet. But in Power Ranger was Tor the Shuttle Zord, and of course, Ranger had King Brachion. So that's 7 Zords for 6 Rangers and multiple different forms. We've got the same amount of forms with one thing, but loads of booster packs you got to buy. Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, all of a sudden, Firecannon and Bouquet are really good fighters. They need to join the Gozyugers. And like I say, finally starting to feel like a proper anniversary series. It's like someone in the writer's room has just noticed a massive picture on the side of the wall with 50 on it, going, 50? Oh yeah! It's an anniversary series. We better use the other season stuff. We forgot. Obviously, they'll be saying that in Japanese, but yeah, it's like that has happened in the Gozyuger writers' room. Because we're finally starting to feel like it, because they're using the rings. But where it's building up now, I'm just hoping so much that we're not going to backpedal on this and go back to being #1 Monster of the Week or Sentai Ring of the Week, because we've got 16 episodes left. Let's keep the momentum building, because otherwise we've got this nice little bit here that's building it up, and we've actually solved a couple of plot lines, and then we're just going to go back to the meh that most of this season has been. Let's hope that this keeps building, because this will bring Gozyuger up there in the rankings of Sentai. This is 50 years. Make it something big and special. Don't let it slip away. I mean, the one everyone always goes on about is the 35th anniversary. Because 40th anniversary was basically Minecraft and animals. Just blocks and animals. It was kind of meh as a season. 45 was Zenkaija, which felt more of an anniversary series than 40 had, because we did get stuff from previous seasons. We got previous mecha. But it still fell short of what we had 10 years earlier with Gokaija, which I haven't even seen all the series before Zenkaija. And which reminds me, please let me know in the comments, does Magiranger actually have boxing gloves as a power-up in that season? I haven't gotten to that yet in my watch through. I've got half of Abba Ranger, or over half of Abba Ranger, and all of Deca Ranger to watch before I get to Magi Ranger. And then, of course, I've got a few other series, and then it's everything before Jetman that I need to watch. But I've watched most of it now. So yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments, does Magi Ranger actually use boxing gloves? Because I need to know. And also, let me know what you think of these reviews in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys thought of the episode, what you think of my opinions of the episode. Am I talking out my backside, or do you agree? Bit of feedback would be nice. I'd like to know if I'm actually, talking the good stuff or just talking out my rear end. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It was a good episode. I just hope they don't let this and the last episode or two down by just letting it slip and going back to normal. Because, yeah, that would really, really annoy me. Because we've actually started getting stuff that feels like a good season. And please, please, writers, don't let me down. And with that prayer, I'll see you guys next week.